All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today, we finally get to talk about us. We've been planning this for a few days. So, um, I'm looking in the camera, but it's like over here. I'm looking straight ahead.
No lying.
Should I do this?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So today, we're going to talk about how we met. We have a few questions, but the first question is how we met. And how we met is. Sorry, I'm going to adjust this thing a little bit. Would you like to start? Would you like me to start?
You tell your version first.
Okay. My version might be a little exaggerated because I'm so entirely in love with this woman. It's like crazy. So even after 2 years, still madly in love. But anyway, we work at Hobby Lobby distribution in Oklahoma City, and obviously I'm from West Texas, little not small town, but smaller than normal, and country boy. And after seeing our videos, obviously I'm a country boy, and I was really bad alcoholic and trying to figure out my way in life. I was like, I can't stay here because I'm just going to keep on drinking, and I'm gonna fall again. I know I will because it's Amarillo. That's all I know. Amarillo is not there's not a whole lot to do there, and so um, I would take my kids to do stuff, but it's not a whole lot of stuff to do. So you end up just drinking, and that became my part of life. And so I had a really big fallout. What 3 years ago? No, I've been in Oklahoma City for 3 years, and but before that, I had a big, huge relapse and put me in the hospital. I was in CCU for 5 days, and it was scary. And so I got out. When I got out of the hospital, I went to the park and I was walking around. I was like, I can't keep doing this. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I got to go somewhere. I need to like change my life. Blah blah blah. And then I came to Oklahoma City, and I went through a little bit of a detox place to get where I was at, to get where I needed to go. And so, anyway, that led me to a sober house here in Oklahoma City, which I recently moved out of 2 months ago, almost 2 months ago. And so, anyway, we I got a job at Hobby Lobby distribution because it was the first job I applied for, and I accepted it, and I'm still there. And this has been 3 years now. And so I worked in a building. It was under the same management, but it was two different buildings separated by a parking lot. And I kept seeing this female come over here from a different building. She was driving a EPJ, which would be, in your terms, an electric pallet jack, and hair blowing in the wind, looking all pretty. And I never thought anything of it. I was like, she's pretty. I mean, she's cool. And then I worked there for right at 6 months, and then they changed me to that building. My manager came to me. He said, "Hey, would you like to go work in fixtures, which is the building where they do new store openings, remodels."
Where I was at.
Correct me if I'm wrong,
Where
but this is my understanding of fixtures.
That's what matters. Where I was
Yes, where she was at. And he asked me. He said, "Hey, do you want to go work over there?" Because I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm good at what I do. So I was like,
You're trying to move up.
I was trying to move up. Yes. So he said, "You want to go there?" And I was like, my instant answer, of course, yes. So I went over there and saw that. Okay, so we have morning meetings every morning, and I would not purposely follow her, but we were going back to our areas to work in. She was always in front of me, and I'm like, she's really attractive. Yes, I was behind her, but she's a really attractive person in general. And anyway, go ahead and tell your side, and then I'll catch up.
So in that time, the guy that was training him, he, I guess were we talked, and then he mentioned to me and my other coworker Johnny. He's like, yeah, the guy that I'm training, he calls Floor. He said she's such a sunshine or something. But I'm sure he made it. What do you call it? Like he exaggerated it, or I don't know. But then
she's a ray of sunshine.
But when he said that, I was getting teased all the time. And when you work in warehouses, you get new people all the time, and you get a lot of old creepy men.
Just that old creepy men.
And I was used to that, and I'm like, oh my god, here we go, like, and just that was just in my thought, because at that time I was in a relationship, and I always stay to myself. I never pay anybody else attention. If they think I'm attractive or whatever, that's okay, cool, thank you. But I never paid any attention. But then knowing and then getting teased all the time, where like, oh yeah, Matt says that you're such a sunshine and this and this, and that's when it would get to me, and I was like, oh my god, is he like really saying that? Is this person just exaggerating? I don't know, but I remember telling my coworker Johnny, I'm like, Johnny, if you see that man getting close to me, please, like, come to my rescue and
keep me away from him. Keep him away from me.
Because I didn't personally know him, and I didn't want to, because, like I said, I was in a relationship at the time, and whenever I would see him in the aisle and I had to go put something away in that aisle, I was like, oh, I gotta go. I'll come back later, or I would like just try to stay away from him, because he is much older than me, and I wasn't interested. Like, I was like trying not to pay it any attention. I was like, nope, get away from me. And then so that's how we met. I don't think we
never
ever
met her.
Like,
we
hey,
never
my name
personally
is
met.
Yeah,
we never
like
have.
introduced ourselves.
Right. We never shook hands and said, hey, I'm Matt. Hey, I'm Phil.
So that was that, and we would see each other, and we knew of each other, obviously, but we never came in contact, or if anything, he would be like, hey, how's your day? And I'll be like, good, cool, thank you. But that was that. Until after, I think that's when you relapsed.
Yep. After 8 months of being in Oklahoma City, as I previously posted, but I relapsed and went to Pryor, Oklahoma for a farm event, and I was like, ooh, I got free rates. I can do whatever I want. They'll never even know. And so, of course, I did, because I'm old, as she says. And so I was like, I can do whatever I want. And I've always been that type of person. I can do whatever I want. But anyway, so I went there. I drank entirely too much on the way. Once I got there, it was, time to go to sleep, pretty much. In my eyes, it was probably still light outside. It was time to go to sleep. So woke up the next morning, went to my farm event, got done, drank some more. I was done after that. Um, got fired from Hobby Lobby because I didn't. There was no call, no shows. I didn't care, because if anybody out there watching this, once you relapse, your I don't care attitude comes into play, and literally nobody matters. It doesn't matter anything in life. You got your drink of choice in front of you, or your drug of choice, or whatever in front of you, then nothing matters. No, I mean, kids, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
and between that time when you were doing that, like, I did remember, like, I'm like, I'm like, I haven't seen this guy.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
And I think I asked somebody, and they said, "Oh, he's on vacation," because I think it was around your birthday.
Yeah, it was at the end of.
And they said, "Oh, he's on vacation." So I think it was 3 days, if I'm correct. Right. If not, yeah. But then 3 days came by, and I was like, and it went 1 week and 2 weeks, and I'm like, how long is this guy's vacation? Like,
this guy takes whatever he wants.
And then I didn't ask anymore. I just thought it was weird. Like, he never came back, and I was like, well, I mean, we have those all the time. People come in,
come and go.
Yeah, crazy. Come and go. So I didn't think nothing of it, but I did always wonder in my head. I'm like, whatever happened to this guy? I know.
So, 2 months goes by because I did my, I think it was 17 days of drinking, and then there was no way I could do anymore. There was no way I could even drop back to Oklahoma City, even after not drinking for a day. There was no way I could have driven, and just your mind is not there. You're like nothing is there. So I checked myself in, blah blah blah. I went to rehab for 30 days. I came back. I was going to actually stay in the area. I went to look at a list of houses and some jobs in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and I was like, oh, I could do this. Let me just start over again, and I'll just start my life in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and then we'll go from there. But something kept telling me, no, go back to Oklahoma City. Go back to Oklahoma City. And I don't really like the city. I'm not a city boy, but I got a bus and I came back. And I shared the bus with another guy, and we came back to here. And I got back in my sober house, which is not normal. I called my manager at Hobby Lobby, and I was like, "Is there any way I can have a job back?" He said, "Let me see what I can do." Blah, blah. Got my job back. That doesn't happen unless you've been gone for, at that time, 6 months. Now it's a year, or maybe 3 months. No, it was 6 months. And now, like if you do the no call, no show stuff, you don't. Back before COVID, you would never get hired back, period. But COVID changed the whole entire world. So, um, but anyway, I came back, and that's when everything started.
Yes, and then I remember because our buildings were like literally next to each other. So whenever they needed something, since I was one of the drivers, they would have me drive whatever they needed. And I remember that morning, it was literally like at 3 o'clock in at 5, and it was like 6 a.m. It was like right when at the beginning. They're like, yeah, can you take this to this building? And I'm like, sure. And right as I was driving, I seen him, and I was like, he's what? Back. And then, like I said, I've never spoken to him. If anything, it was hi, bye, that's it. I don't want to cry. And then it's so weird because I've seen him, and I was like, he's back. And like I said before I could care less. Like he's just another guy. But something seeing him was like, wow, he's back. I don't know what. I can't explain it. I can't explain why.
There's one thing that whenever you start at our job, especially in that building, you have to. There's a gate, and you can't go through the gate until your card will register at that gate. So you got to walk, and it's like it's not a. It's I mean it's not far, but it's not very close either. So I would pass by. I walked through her parking lot to get to my building, and of course I saw her car because I already knew what kind of car she drove because I'm a crazy old man, like she said. But I mean, you just know what everybody drives whenever you work that close together. And I saw her car, and so fast forward probably 2 weeks, maybe a week or so. I don't know the exact timeline because I know whenever we actually started, we became friends, I should say. But her, okay, so we had this I came back to work, and then within like a week, they asked me to be in charge of the dock, which is 20 doors, and I was so shocked and be like, okay, God, what are you doing here? Because this is I just got hired back after a no call, no shows, and then now they want me to run the dock. I mean, this is just mind blowing to me because I'm like, I would not put anybody in charge of something that after they did what they did. Anyway, um, so I had a radio, and one of the team leaders around there, he was like, "Hey, Matt, you might want to go to the break room," something along those lines. Well, I ran to the break room. Lo and behold, our housekeeper was in there, which I'm very good friends with, and she was in there getting some water to drink. And this is probably mid morning because it's already hot.
Yeah.
And this is in May, and so I went in there and we talked, and she had a smile on her face, and she didn't smile before. I'm telling y'all, she's from her past. Like, it took a lot for her to smile. She just didn't have that smile like she does now. And like, she smiled. I guess she was just happy to see that I was alive. I don't know, somebody that she didn't really care for, but deep down, obviously there was something there.
And adding to this, like I said, I've never talked to him. I never knew his story with alcohol. I knew nothing about him. This is why I get so teary, because it's like I think back to that place and it's like, why did I get so happy seeing him back? Like, I knew nothing of his story. I knew nothing that he had relapsed, nothing. But just seeing him back, and I'm like, I don't know, I can't explain it. I was just happy. I'm like, wow, he's back. And then I think that day in the break room, that's when we were both drinking water, and I think you said something about coming back, and I'm like, oh well, cheers. And we both had the water bottle, and we cheered to that. And then I don't know if you brought up alcohol or I did, but that's when I told him, like, yeah, I used to be a big drinker back then. And he's like, oh no way, me too. And that's
well, she told me she was at that time. It was 3 years sober.
Yeah, and that's when we shared. Like, we were both alcoholics, and we were like, no way, I was too. And that's when we got to know a little bit of each other. But that was the first time we literally interacted, because before that, like I said, I never gave him any attention, never was interested.
I would see her in the aisles at her old building whenever we worked in the same building, and I'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" She would turn around and look at me like weirdo.
And then that's when it started. Like, that's when we started interacting. That's how we met. And then obviously later on, we started talking more. But yeah,
we became friends, and she was telling me her situation going on and everything, and and I was her friend. I was the one that she didn't have. Like me, I don't have, to this day. I don't have somebody. Well, I do now, but at that time, I did not have anybody I could just go to and like just spill my heart out. And we got to that point where she would tell me stuff, and I would tell her stuff, and we became close, and we just became really close friends. I wouldn't say best friends. We were just close friends. Like, she had, she had friends at work, and I had friends at work too. But it's nothing that we would, you know, tell each other. I mean, of course, people knew about everything at her work, like relationship wise, and but
that's how we met, and that's how it started. And the rest is for another video.
The rest is history.
Because this is just how we met.
Just wait. So, question number 2.
Yes. Why do you both want a farm someday?
You may go first. Yeah. Okay, so I have grown up literally all my life. I was born into dirt. Like, put my hands in the dirt. Chickens, mainly. My great grandpa on my mom's side, which is her grandpa. I remember when I was 6 years old when he died, or 6 or 7 years old whenever he died. I must have died. But but not on purpose. Just I was 6 or 7. I don't know. Years old whenever he passed away. But I remember before that, I would go out his back door on the right hand side. It would be like, in my eyes, there's like 50 chickens right here in this. And then my biological dad's side of the family, he had my grandpa over there had chickens, and he had probably 6 chickens in the backyard. Um, then as kids, we we bought or my parents bought like an acre of land out in the country, and we had chickens and goat and quail and ducks, and so I've always had this thing with animals. And then the older I got, of course, um, the more you, well, either it goes 2 ways. You either do not want them again because you had them as kids, or you want to continue the tradition. And yes, I want to continue the tradition, but it's more than that. It's more of, especially this day and age. I mean, I'm sure our parents probably said the same thing, or my parents said the same thing when I was a kid too. Well, we need to do this because we don't know where the world's going, and blah, blah, blah. But we don't want to eat out of cans, and we don't want to buy our meat from the store. We don't want to, we at this point we are buying very little meat at the store. We are buying the freshest meat possible, and we are growing a garden, and it's not that great, yeah. But we have plans while we're living in town on what we want to do this next growing season, and for us that starts in February because we can start growing um, our seeds inside. Anyway, but the reason I want to farm is because I want to eat healthy. Like we've been doing this whole healthier thing for 3 weeks. It ends on the 12th, but we've been doing very well. And yeah, we've had our cheat days or cheat weekends or whatever you want to call it. But all in all, we have been doing great, and we have both lost weight. That I carry weight from probably mainly Dr. Peppers and dairy because my big thing.
And not just the weight. Like for me, it's not just the weight. Like I had so much energy. Like I've never had this energy ever. Even when I drink Red Bulls or coffee, nothing gave me this energy that I had. Like I would literally get out of work, start cooking, I would not get sleepy. And before I had to have a nap. As soon as I got home, I would go to the couch and take a nap. But I had so much energy, and that's what I loved. That was my experience. Right. Like that's what I loved. Like I had so.
Well, that's one thing. Like the last, so today's Sunday, and we're filming this on Sunday. But Thursday and Friday last week was a rough week at work. Thursday and Friday were the 2 roughest days I've had since I've gone back to work after my shoulder surgery. But Friday I did take a nap. Thursday I did not take a nap. I did sit down for a little bit. And we relaxed together, but there was no nap. And normally I am like Johnny on the spot. I get home, I say hi, and I go straight to take a nap because I am tired. And of course, we get up early. She gets up at 2:30. I get up at 3, and sometimes 2 and 3, but or 3:15. There's some days it's just it's in the middle of the night. I mean, it's hard to get up here. I don't care how much sleep you get. But anyway, there's just this energy level that is totally different. And Thursday and Friday at work, I was not as tired as I normally would be because I'm a Dr. Pepper person. I mean, everybody knows that. If you're a Facebook follower, which we don't do Facebook right now, but Dr. Pepper was my thing. I mean, that was my refreshment drink. It was not water and or electrolytes. I do like taking electrolytes. I do. It does refresh you, but my Dr. Pepper was my refreshment. But it also just killed me. And all these sugars, I used to not be a sweet eater. I was fixing a sweet person. I I'm a sweet person. I'm just not a sweet eater person. And then when I quit drinking, like I was, it was like sweets, just like these big old fat blueberry muffins from Walmart every morning for break, like at 7 o'clock, and coffee with a lot of sugar, and our creamers, and I mean, just like it was everything. Our skin has definitely showed the difference in all this too, and we're going to continue this. August 12th is our end date, but we're still going to continue a lot of this stuff afterwards because we found out how much it does help us. And living better in the farm life, getting back to the question, because rabbit holes. Uh, I I like the farm life because I want to work for ourselves. That's our main goal in this, is to work for ourselves. Um, Even if we're working 8 hours or 9 hours a day on the farm, it's much better than working for somebody else. That I'll just stop it right there. But it's just much better working for yourself for 8 to 10 hours a day, I should say, because farm life's not easy, but you have a goal in mind, and you're not making somebody else rich. You're making yourself not necessarily rich, but you're like rich in health,
living comfortably.
living comfortably.
I think that's my
Right.
want for a farm, because like you said, it is hard work, but it's at your pace. Like if,
If we want to sleep in in the morning, we can sleep in, and then we can go get our work done.
everything just seems like more comfortable. Like um, waking up in the mornings. Yeah, you still wake up early. Like I don't know, you wake up early, feed your animals, and then you get to relax and drink your coffee. As into where you go to work, you can't take break until they say so, and everything's just more slow paced, and it's um and at first I thought it was just me. I'm antisocial and I don't want to be around people. But I think that's just a part of growing older, because the more I talk to people at work, everybody's the same. Like they don't like people. They want to stay away from people as possible. And I think that's just a part of growing older.
We went like 20 acres outside of town, and we could stay there all day long and not deal with anybody.
From people, the traffic, everything.
We'll go to like Home Depot, not Lowe's. We'll go to Home Depot, like once a week and do our big shopping for, building everything until you need something. You're, oh man, I gotta go back to Home Depot again or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm just tired of the traffic, people acting crazy on the road, and I just want
for a second. I was driving back to my old house one day, and I was stuck in traffic. This is very beginning of our relationship, and I was like, I hate traffic. This just drives me crazy. She's like, why? I love traffic. It's just like, that was, she still had her California mind in her head. But anyway.
Well, comparing traffic from Oklahoma versus California.
Oh, it's like 100% different.
That's why. Yeah. Maybe that's why I said that. Because trust me, in California, I had the biggest road rage ever.
Well, even in Amarillo versus Oklahoma, it's totally different. I mean, you're driving down I-40 or even on I-44 in Oklahoma, and you get stuck for just a couple of minutes. It's like, this is so frustrating to me because I'm not used to it. Like, I'm from a city of 250,000 people versus 700,000, however much Oklahoma City has. Well, she's from California, where there's a million people down there, and you get stuck. When you get stuck, you're stuck for a long time. Yeah. And I've been there. I remember. I've been to where she's from. When I think the last time I was there, I was 17. But it was still frustrating because I was driving, and I was like, oh my gosh. Plus, and I've lived in Dallas, Texas, and it's horrible. I live in San Antonio, and it's not as, well, maybe now, but back then it wasn't as bad. But that traffic, just in general, is one of the main things that we don't want to deal with. We just want to.
Just people in general.
People, just
not traffic.
People,
people in general. Because
I'm a people person, but I don't like people. I just, I'm just. We go out to eat, and there's like, well, say for instance, we went on our 2 year anniversary date, and she was like, it was like, how long was the wait? If we would have waited, we chose to go outside and eat on the patio, but it was like 45 minutes or so. And she was like, I don't want to wait that long. Like, we have to stay here
I'm
with
hungry.
people. Like, we want to eat. We want to, like, and we are very, we went out to eat last night, and the wait was 45 minutes. But it ended up being shorter than that. But it's still like there were so many people just all around you, and it's just like, oh my gosh. And there was a bunch of country people because we were at Texas Roadhouse. So it was like, it wasn't like city type people that were just sit there complaining and blah 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 blah. It was, I mean, it was a decent atmosphere, but still, we want to just get like, we want to do our own thing at our pace. We are very slow paced people. We do not like to rush, and we have to get out of bed earlier in the morning because if we got up, there was one day um, last week, or week before last, where I didn't even get up. I got up and we got ready for work. Like, we went to work. I didn't take a shower, and I don't even think we had coffee. But I was just like, we have to get up and get ready, and then we drink our coffee before we even go to work because we are that kind of people. We are the slower. We're old souls, and
like when people at work ask, "What time do you get up?" and we clock in at 5. Most people get up at 4:30.
Exactly.
And I tell them I get up at 2, and they're like, "Why so early?" and this and that, and it's because I like to wake up and take my time. I don't like to rush because when you rush, to me, I don't. It just doesn't make my day good. So I like to wake up on my own, get up slowly, get up, start getting ready, get in the shower, but everything slow paced.
Slow paced.
Some people don't like that. Some people like to get up, do this, like run, like what's that saying? Chickens with their heads cut off.
Run around like a chicken with the head cut off.
I don't like that. I like to.
We are very slow paced.
Yeah.
We like to get up. Now I like to get my clothes ready the night before, and we get up and we. This is the whole thing about, like, coming back to the question about why do you want your own farm, because we can get up whenever we want to get up. These chickens, or the pigs and the sheep, because I really want sheep. Whatever we have on our farm right now, we have 10 chickens. We had 4 just a few days ago. Now we have 10. But
well,
these chickens can wait. I mean,
no,
I'm not saying wait, but
I was gonna say the opposite.
Well, I'm not saying like
my thing is get up, feed them, and then take calm, relax, drink our coffee, and do whatever needs to be done.
Right.
Because it's like kids. When kids wake up, they're hungry.
They want to eat.
We gotta feed them. We can't be like, oh no, wait, let me drink my coffee first.
Right. That's true. That's true.
So I was gonna say the opposite, like, get up, feed them, and then take our time doing whatever else. Right.
We don't have to get up at 2 and 3 in the morning.
Yeah. We
can get up at 5 because they're not even up yet. These chickens are not even up till the sun comes up. Well, the sun doesn't come up till 6:30. It's like 6 to 6:30, and then now we've already slept in. For us, that's sleeping, or for me, definitely sleeping in. So anyway, we're gonna have to pause it. Okay, next question.
What each of you brings to the relationship?
And you're first on this one.
Okay, I think I bring to the relationship trust, respect, and I don't know what else. Honesty. Yeah.
I agree to those.
Trust, because
trust is big on both of us because we've both been.
I've never been able to trust anybody ever in my life, which that makes me not get close to people because I don't want to get close to people and then get hurt. I've done it in the past, and it's not just relationship wise, it's friendship wise, with anybody, any human. I don't like, not even pets, because I don't like getting attached to pet. Well, I don't know if that has to do with trust, but I don't like getting attached to anything because I know everything's not forever, and then that makes me like, I know I may look like tough, or I may look like I don't care.
She is sensitive as they come. Let me tell you.
But I just don't like getting attached to something or somebody, and then.
And that's been a big one for her because
they go away.
They go away, or you're like in her past. Well, she's dealt with it with me too. I'm not gonna lie, but like, there's been times where it's like she wants to be like number one, and in my eyes, she is number one. Kids come after that, and well, God, and then her. But physically, she is number one, and that's how it's supposed to be. Like, and she is my world, and I've told her like I worship this woman. Like, she is like.
And then
we can go on there. So good about that. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, trust is big huge for me, because when I get close to somebody, I'm 100% committed to that person, whether like I said, whether it's friendship or relationship wise. When I give my all to somebody, I give my all. So I expect that from the other person. So trust is something really big for me. And if there's no trust, there's nothing. If I can't trust you, how is a relationship gonna work when I'm always gonna be like, you're gonna tell me something and I'll be like, do I really trust you to believe that? So I feel like if I can show you my trust, you need to show me that I can trust you. And so I always bring, when I see it fit, I always bring that to the relationship, whether like I said, whether it's friendship or relationship wise. I'm gonna make sure you trust me, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make you see that I'm not just words. I'm not just you can trust me. You can trust me. Like, no, I'm gonna show you that you can trust me. And then respect. That's another big one for me. I guess it's just my upbringing. Like, you show me respect, you're gonna get my respect. Don't expect my respect when you don't show me yours. So I think it's important just to respect each other. That's like, if I tell you I don't like this person, I expect you to respect my what is it, like, my
yeah, I know what you're talking about, the word.
My view on that person, and be like, okay, well, I'll respect you. I'll respect you, and I won't talk to that person. I don't know, just you know. And then which one did I say? Honesty. Honesty too, because I mean, if you're not being honest and you're hiding stuff, it's eventually gonna come to the light. And why not be honest from the get go? Like, like, why are you gonna try to like lie or hide stuff? Just be honest. Why you gotta lie? Even if it looks good or not, be honest, because it's eventually gonna come to the light, and then it's not gonna be good.
So. On those, when it comes to trust, respect, and honesty, like she said, if trust and honesty are like hand in hand. Whenever you and I was in my past was horrible. Whenever you're drinking, you can't trust somebody because you just get handsy. You get like when you're unhappy in a relationship and you don't show it, but you're drinking to hide it or whatever is going on in your life. You're doing drugs or you're whatever you're doing. And this might be just a little rabbit trail for a second, but it's for somebody out there. Whenever you're whatever you do and you're not being faithful to your significant other, your partner, or whatever, it's going to come to light. Period. It doesn't matter if it takes 10 years to come to light, a month, a day, or whatever. Whatever you're doing, it's going to come to light. I'm just saying that right now. I'm putting that out there for the whole entire world because it will come to light. Period. We've seen that. We've seen it in the past. It's just whatever happens, it happens. So like, whenever you're really,
yeah, sorry. Like I've always said too, like we, when couples first get together and we say it's forever.
Yeah.
But it's to me, it's always like things happen and it's fine. If you ever in a relationship, whether we're 5 years in, 10 years in, if you're not feeling it, just be honest. Just be honest and be like, hey, I'm not feeling it anymore. I think we should end this. I think that's better than going behind my back and cheating on me, and that's what people are afraid of. Like they don't want to face the reality of hurting somebody else. But it's just be honest. Like why are you gonna be? I'm not gonna make you be with me if you're not feeling it anymore. But just be honest.
Yep.
That'll hurt, but it'll be much better than going behind my back.
That's gonna hurt a lot worse. It's gonna hurt the other person probably. It's gonna be like kind of hurt because she's mean. No, I'm just kidding.
Like I can take it. Tell me I'm not feeling it. Cool. But right. If you go behind my back, I don't know that.
Yep. That's why you just don't do it. And but trust, like she said, if there's no trust, there's no love. Flat out. Period. You can say I love you all day long. You can give her every word you want to give her, but if you're not going to show it, there ain't nothing there.
Yeah.
And I'm a big my love language is like tell me all day long. Of course, show me also, but tell me all day long that you love me. Give me all these words. Give me all these sweet words. Yes, I love them. Don't get me. I absolutely love them, and I'm not the only man out there that does because that is a man's love language. But whenever you come home and there's like dinners, like either being made or already made, and there's been several times that I've come home and she's making dinner, and I'm like, that's more than anything. I could cry right now because that's like, oh my gosh. And I'm tired, and she says, just go take a nap. Just go relax. And she's done that. And I'm like, are you real? For real? Like she worked too, And so anyway, hers is trust, respect, and honesty. Mine is obviously those. If you go to if you listen to marriage pastors or whatever, counselors, they like men and women have their own like security, safety, whatever. Mine is communication, and I lack on it too, but it's still like mine. Probably the top two is communication. I want you to tell me everything. That's just. I don't care if you have to go pee. I mean, I want to know everything. Like even like I ask her if somebody texts, like, what'd they say? Like that's my like. I'm nosy. I'm a very nosy person, and so is my mom, and so is my sister. So I guess it's just in the blood. But I'm a nosy person, and she is far beyond nosy. Like far beyond nosy. Unless somebody's texting me.
And that's what I think. That's what's good about what each of us brings to the relationship because what I bring, he might not have had in the past, and what he brings, I definitely haven't had in the past. Like you said, communication. I've never had to communicate my whereabouts.
She's never had it, yeah.
I've always been me, not even like never past relationships, past with anyone. I've always been me, and I do what I want whenever I want. I don't have to check in with anybody, and it's always been like that. Nobody's ever said, "Hey, well, you gotta tell me where you're going. Where are you going? Who are you with?"
Now we know where each other's going and what we're doing. but it's not a controlling thing on either part. It's a respect thing. It's like, hey, I'm going to Walmart. What if something happens at Walmart? What if I didn't know you were at Walmart and something happens? Or what if you're driving down the road and you get in a wreck? I'm not going to know until a cop calls me, if they even call me, or the kids find out and they let me know. Or that's one of those. That's the thing. Communication is key. I mean, and you will hear that by every relationship expert out there. Communication is key.
So that's something we're both learning from each other.
We both are, because I've never, I've communicated like basic stuff, but when it comes down to finances, that's when it's hard for me to communicate, and I'm working on that. But
like you said, trust. You've never had trust before. Communication. I've never had communication before. Or what was the other one you said?
Respect.
Patience.
Mine. I haven't even said mine. All mine yet. I haven't said patience yet.
Communication and.
Or I was going off of yours and kind of touching on yours, and then I was going to go into mine. But those three are very important. They're also mine, because what we have is a growing, healthy relationship. Yes, we have arguments. We're not perfect,
But we're both learning.
But we're learning. We're 2 years into this. We're not 20 years. We're not 6 months. We're 2 years, and we're also learning a new way about us because we're together all the time now. So anyway, patience. Okay, so I've never been a patient person. I am not a patient person. That just, patience has never been my thing. So when I came to Oklahoma and my life was changing drastically, everything was coming into play, coming where it's supposed to be, where I wanted to be in life. Everything was working out great, and whenever we met, she had somebody. And yes, I liked her. Don't get me wrong. I'm stupid. Look at her. I mean, like, I saw Inside and Out, and that's a different video. From next time on a different video, we'll talk about what I saw in her whenever I first saw her. But that's a there's not just but just patience for me is huge, because I am not a patient person. I've never been a patient person. But whenever I met her, I had to be a patient person, and that's the first thing. Like, and then whenever we started becoming friends, I like God. I would be sitting there, and God would give me words all the time, and I would share them with her, and that was totally unlike me, because I didn't listen. I'm like, maybe God's been talking to me all my life, but I'm not going to listen. And but I started writing stuff down all the time, and I still have some notes like here and there, and I have a compensation book. Is that what it's called? Composition book right here. This is not it, but this is what the book I had. And but I had written some stuff down there, and patience was the first couple of words I had, and I was like Scooby Doo. Oh, really? What?
And little did you know, I have no patience either.
Yeah.
And you brought that into the relationship, and I've learned to have patience.
She's learned to have a ton of patience, and now whenever patience comes up, I'm like, why can't you just have patience? I'm like, it's not that hard. But it really, I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
Simple things like getting ready, and we're running late, and I'm over here crazy, trying to get ready, and he's over here chill, and I'm like, how can you be so chill? I'm like, we still gotta get this, we gotta get that, and how can you be so chill? But that's
one thing she thanks me almost every single day for is being the calm to her storm.
Yeah.
And that's patience. Yeah. Because being a single mom, I mean, she's not single, but especially before the last couple of months, we have these dates planned, or we have stuff to go do, and she's like, well, I gotta wait for the kids to do this or the kids to do that. And I'm like, okay. I understand. That's my first. I would text her. She'd be like, "Hey, this is going on. I'm waiting, and whatever." And I'd be like, "Okay." I mean, before, I'd be like, "Really?" But now I'm like, my first 2 words is, "It's okay. I understand." And I did. And before, I've been like, "What about me?" like, hello, let's go do this. I'm sitting here by myself. I'm bored. Whatever. And then and now it's just like, okay, cool. And now we've kind of worked it pretty much out. It flows really good now. But and that's what patience is. Patience has worked for the last 2 years into what we have now, and we are growing healthy. We have a growing healthy relationship. Yes, we have arguments, and we've had some fights. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, there's been like, are you crazy or beautiful crazy lady you're sitting here? I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm crazy too, but you know, she's a California crazy. I'm Texas crazy.
That comes to our next question. How do you work through arguments?
I just say yes. She says,
"You're right.
You're right." I can't even count on my toes and my fingers how many times she says, "Okay, you're right." And I'm not exaggerating either, but it's not from. It's just from being 10 years old, nerd, and I've been around the world and experienced so much stuff. Not the world, but you know what I mean. I'm just like, I guess she's from California, and she really was more of a. We both grew up. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, not secluded, but like, um, uh, what's the word I was looking for? We didn't know what our kids know now when we were that age. Like, we were like in our houses, just like, especially I'm speaking more of me. I was um,
in our own world.
Yes, but like it's a word, it starts with S, I believe, but it's like um, people out there probably going, "It's this word right here." But I was I can't think of the word. It drives me crazy. But I didn't know what these kids know these days at 15 years old and like even 7 years old. And of course, that has to do with a lot of technology these days too. But still, um, like, I guess from keeping us in the dark when we were young helped a lot with our upbringing. I mean, I guess I could say, I don't know, but also there's, I don't know, go back to the question, but how do we what?
Work through your arguments.
Work through arguments.
Well, for me, before I used to always be like, I would just like to argue and argue, like, but I gotta say, like, we do relationship plans every night, and they could be a week long or a month long. Most of them are weeks long, 1 week long. So we do a different one each week, and that's
something neither of us did before.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how I even started doing it, but I was like, hey, let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it.
And that's definitely helped a lot for me because my upbringing, I was raised by a mom who was just so she didn't hate guys, but she was like stubborn and just I don't know what's that word, but like she just did whatever she wanted and she couldn't be controlled, and obviously she uh passed that down to me, so we were pretty independent women, and like, I'm independent. I don't need a man. I don't need, and if I have a man, you can't tell me what to do. You can't, So doing these plans, these Christian plans helped me a lot because they talk about giving grace and about forgiving and And all that is very helpful because, like for me, if in my past relationship, if they did something to me, that's it. Like I'm done with you. I don't want to work things out. I'm done. And that's not what a relationship should be. You know, it's forgiving each other over and over again. Obviously, if it's being uh unfaithfulness, obviously you could forgive, but it's much harder to do. But if it's little things like you didn't kiss me last night or you forgot to kiss me last night, you know, like yeah, yeah, you could be mad, but you can forgive. Like, okay, let me listen to what you have to say, and you forgive and you move on. So for me, doing these relationship plans have helped a lot. So that's how I work through whatever arguments we have. That's how I can get past them.
She's told me to, like in the past, when she was growing up, her mom taught her don't depend on anybody. Um, you got this yourself. Whenever we started dating, I realized how independent she is. She's very independent, which is very good. But at the same time, it's like, but I want her to need me. Like, I want her to need me.
Independent women, you know? Can't be tamed.
Yes, you're right. Like, I want you to need me. And in my past, I've always been taken advantage of. Like, this guy, you know, I need him. And it's been like that. So whenever we met, she didn't need me. I was like, but I want to, and there was a few times in the very beginning of our relationship that she needed help, but I didn't help her because, well, you're independent. And I didn't want to be like, I've been stepped on so many times in my life. It's like, I don't want to give everything at the beginning and then be taken advantage of. And I told her that. And I was like, I don't, and I know I should have been there. And we've talked about it. And, she's forgiven me, hopefully, for it.
I forgive you.
But, it's one of those things where it's like, she don't need me to this day. She doesn't need me. I don't need her. We want each other and we want to share this life together. We want to be farmers or whatever you want to call it. What we have in our backyard is we do this together because we want to do it. Yeah, she could do it by herself. It ain't that hard. I could obviously do. I've done it by myself before. It's not that hard. She's paid the bills before I came along. It's not that hard. She don't need anybody to come save her. We want each other, and that's what a relationship is. You don't need each other. Like if you look at somebody that makes $100,000 a year versus somebody that makes 20. Well, yeah, that one person's going to need that person over here. Well, we make the same amount of money. It doesn't matter. So it like we don't need each other. We can survive financially, I guess, without each other. We can't survive any way else without each other because we need. That's where we need each other. Is like our hearts and our minds.
And I think that's what makes it a good relationship too, because we're together because we want to be with each other, not because I need you to help me financially or you need me to help you make you your lunch or cook for you. Correct. Or I
know how to cook. I want to do it, but I know how.
I don't know. Yeah. But we don't. Yeah, like you said, we don't need each other, but we have a genuine relationship where we love each other genuinely, and we don't need anything from each other, and we want to be with each other.
Yep. Yep. That's perfect. And so, like our shirts say, nothing. And we've had this since day one. This is our first shirts that we bought together. Nothing makes sense nothing makes sense when we're apart. And we wear these to work a lot, and then of course we're not in the same building, so when people see it, they're like, "What does that make sense?" There was one lady that she had said not too long ago. She's a safety lady that goes around to different buildings, and was it this year?
Yeah.
And she said, "There's another guy in a different building that's wearing the same, or wearing a shirt like that." And so it doesn't make sense when we're apart because we go so well together. Even when you're from Southern California and West Texas, it's just, and you're 10 years apart. It doesn't, sometimes, let me give you an instance. We went to, her daughter Leah is starting second grade, and we went to meet the teacher the other day, and I kind of felt like grandpa sitting there because my kids are older. So it's, you got all these little kids around, and the teacher's young, and yeah, Leah's going to second grade, and, I'm 47 years old, and she's 36. Yeah. She'll be 36 forever. And so, I'm sitting there in one of the little kid chairs, and she's filling all the floor's filling all the paperwork out, and Leah's just, they're talking and doing stuff. And I kind of felt like a grandpa, and I was like, I really hope this teacher doesn't think I'm a grandpa. So I was like rubbing on floor, like to make sure, like she's put together. And of course, I don't. Hopefully that, went the right way. But
that's a weird grandpa.
That's a weird grandpa rubbing on his daughter like that. But anyway, we're just here to say, okay, so these 3 points that we touched on today, we want somebody out there to, like, hear our story. I mean, we're going to be sharing our stories, bits and pieces here and there. And the email's on there too if you want to email us. But you can be 10 years apart, white, Hispanic, half redneck, half.
I don't know, ghetto.
Chola. That's what I was thinking there. Like, Chola. California, Texas. Californians and Texas don't like each other. No. I mean, they never have, ever. Even Oklahomans and Californians, they don't. Californians come here because it's cheaper and less. Like, even in Oklahoma, I think even Oklahoma is my place. My roots are here. All my family is originated from this area, Arkansas and Oklahoma. And so I feel like I'm back to my roots, and this is where I want to settle, and I want to like grow, what we have midlife. We're halfway through life, and both of us are, and so we want to start here, and we've already started in the backyard. I mean, we got 10 chickens now, and we got a garden that's barely producing, but it's producing, and we got to get our touches on the garden to get it to where we want it to be. But and our after 2 years of being together, we talked about the other night, like our main focus is to save so we can get our property and then move on. So you're seeing the very beginning of our.
That was another question.
It was another question.
Yeah, it was your biggest dream for the next 5 years.
The next 5 years. Well,
yeah, that's part of it.
Yep. Is in 5 years from now, we won't be here. We'll be on our property. We'll be sweating, building.
Yeah, because Joel's 16. 4 more years.
He'll be 29.
Yeah, that's.
Leah will be 12, 13. She'll be 13 in 5 years, so almost 13. So, and it's really funny that Leah's like she's a city girl, like a major city girl. She still don't want to get her fingers dirty. She's like she want to touch her feet to the
like
ground.
Half and half.
Yeah, she's getting.
She likes the outside. She likes the animals.
And she's starting to like she mentioned a week ago or so. She was like, "I want a pig," and I was like, "Where'd that come from?" But it's a pet pig, the kind of pig that we're going to be having. We want to have our pet farm over here on this side. Like on this side is all food, but like she's getting into it too, and she's 7. Yes, a lot of kids like this kind of stuff. But if we start now with her with with this, she's gonna continue it on with us. And I know the older boys, even my kids, are even out of that aspect. Maybe Hannah, I don't know, but all the other kids are pretty much out there. When they come see us, they'll be like, you know, even even the older boys here, 16 and 18, uh, they'll be they're past that. I mean, well, Angel likes it. I mean, he goes out there, but he doesn't.
Yeah, but I'm saying their age because we can we've talked about this, either sell the house or rent the house, move into a what is it, a
Move into a travel trailer.
To save money. We don't have to pay rent.
Right.
We don't have to none of that bills, and save money until we can finally buy some land. So that's our plans for the next dreams for
the next 5 years. So if anybody's out here from the Oklahoma area, which there is, but there's not a whole lot that I know of, and our channel is still small, so um, make sense of this for us. And I'm talking as in inspirations for later, but I'm also talking into practicality now. Is if we did rent the house out, and if we rent out, of course it's going to pay everything, but and get a travel trailer, and if we lease land that could potentially be bought later, we don't want to go lease land, do all this stuff to it, start improving the ground and having our chickens and our whatever's out there, whatever else we have, garden and all that stuff. Is it a waste of time or a waste of money? So that's another thought too. Like, it's a great idea right now. It's something we would, if I saw 10 acres for lease for $500 a month, well, heck yeah, you're going to jump on it. But also, is it a waste of time? So anyway, I think that's all we have for today. Yep. Okay. Thanks for watching, and tune in for the next time. It's over an hour already. Wow. So, and we'll keep on with the shorts, and please make sure you subscribe because we are trying to reach as many people as possible. And I just like the president doing that, or a preacher. Please help us. That's all I'm saying. It's like, and it's not just helping us; it's helping you or helping people all around the country or the world. But anyway, I like to talk. She's getting there. Okay. So, yeah. All right, thanks, guys. Make sure you subscribe.
It's a story. Why is it still recording?
Oh no, it's frozen.
I think we need to